Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Melon Live. Back for another week. Oh man, hope you guys had a great week. Excited to be here. Got some cool little updates. Excited to tell you guys about. If you haven't joined the Melon Facebook community, we're discussing new different topics all the time. It's a lot of great people that you can meet, interact with, learn more about Melon live streaming. So it's a great place. If you ever need help, reach us on all socials, Twitter, Facebook. You can email us. We're here to help if you have any questions. So, as you can see at the bottom of the ticker, we have some new updates. We have updated the background audio. As you can hear, I have a little music playing in the background. So I'm going to talk about why background music is so important, the update and how you could use it in your stream going forward, and just some tips about what to watch out for as far as copyright and streaming and licensing and just everything about using music on your stream. So last week we had a great show. We talked about monetizing your stream. So if you haven't seen that one, go back, check that one out. We talked about different avenues to create profit from your content, whether it's advertising, whether it's using live streaming to sell merchandise, or making money as far as like donations, super chats, different avenues. So we talked about that. Oops, sorry, I see some people in the chat. How y'all doing today? Hello, it says awesome work. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know. I would love to answer any questions. Please let me know where you're from, what kind of content you make. Love to hear from you. So this week we're going to talk about background music. So if you want to add some energy, you want to add excitement to your live stream, of course, background music is key, right? Everybody wants their own theme song, their theme music, right? For me, it helps break up empty spaces, especially at the beginning when you're not as used to talking on camera. To me, I feel like the music helps fill in some of that space so you don't feel the urge to have to talk. So that was something for me that I really enjoy. If you have a guest coming out, you want to add some energy, you could turn on some music and it'll kind of enhance the mood a little bit. And like I just did, I like playing music. And then when I'm talking about something serious, I'll stop it for a second and then I can play music in different segments. So that's a good way. And you'll notice in TV shows, they do this often, right? If it's a scene and it's music in the background and then they want to talk about something serious and everything focuses on the vocals, right? So they'll cut out the music. So for me, background music is a great way to do that. It's very important though, if you're going to have music in there, you understand the copyright laws and how it kind of works. So I'm going to go over the different types of music that you should look for and where to find those at, and then how to use background music in Melon. So first, let me show you the new update in Melon. Sorry, I have a couple screen shares. Here we go. So this is the new screen share. The new background, which you access through the share button for Melon. So before it was just a player, but now we've added the repeat, we've added shuffle. You could have multiple tracks in there like a playlist. And that way you could pick a few songs, upload them, and then have it repeat, shuffle through, just like you're on your normal music player. But you can change volume, of course. And it just gives you a different ambiance, so you don't have to be manually clicking and worrying about what's the next song. It can always give you a variation, always keep the energy going. So it's super easy. Once you hit the share button, it's going to bring up a way that you could upload the songs. And then from there, this menu appears on your left-hand side. And from there, you could play, repeat, shuffle, and go from there. So a great way just to keep your stream engaged, keep people excited about what's going on. So for Melon, it's super easy. There are other ways that you can do background music. Again, I would just be careful with copyright, and I'll explain why. But some people use mixers for their audio, right? If you had multiple mics and all that, you could run a channel to that mixer and then run that as your audio in Melon, which is more of a power user kind of thing. If you're just doing normal show, 9 times out of 10, you don't need to do that. That's just if you want to go above and beyond. They also make software. I'm familiar with one called Loopback. It's another one for PC called Voice Meter. And what these are, they're virtual mixers, right? So the same concept as a physical mixer, but you could take the mic audio here, and then I can incorporate another channel with my desktop audio. So both of those will be playing at the same time on one channel. And then in Melon, if you change your mic to that, it will play all of that audio. So that's another way that you could get backgrounds. Like, say, for example, you want to play Spotify or iTunes. That's a way that you can do that. But where I would say you have to really be careful is they are very strict about copyright and music while streaming, right? Because if you're into content creation, it's a possibility you're making money, right? From ads, from anything. And when it comes to copyright and making money off of other people's material, it gets very tricky. So they're very strict about playing music as far as your live stream, right? If it's copyrighted material, if it comes from a major label or the artist doesn't give you permission, they will mute your streams at times. So I've seen on like Twitch or YouTube where people will be talking and it just goes mute. And what it is, they had music in the background. There wasn't royalty free, and so they just automatically mute that section. So if someone's talking about important details or you're doing a live stream with important stuff, you don't want that random section to get muted, right? So you want to be careful that you're staying away from copyrighted material. So if you hear it on the radio, 9 times out of 10, you probably cannot use that in the live stream. And they're very strict. During quarantine, when DJs were playing a lot of sets because everybody was in the house, they were striking people's channels down, muting. People was getting strikes against their channel. So you got to be careful. Even for me, I've had memes that had music in the back, and I've gotten like a strike against my like Instagram where they say, "Oh, we took down this post," and it was maybe 2 years after the fact. So not all the time it happens instantly. Sometimes they go back and retroactively scan through, and they'll find stuff. So just be aware, be conscious that copyrighted music will hurt you in the content situation, especially if you doing original content. You don't want your content to be pulled down for no reason when you can avoid it. So there's different types of music. There are public domain, which is like Happy Birthday, Take Me Out to the Ball Game, public domain songs. These songs are you free to use. You could remix them, do different things, right? But most of the time, public domain songs aren't songs that you would want to play in the background. To me, they're very like a lot of classical stuff, and not. I don't want to say like it's not bad. It's just a very certain type of music, right? In public domain. If you want something a little more modern, a little more different styles that you can kind of customize, royalty-free music is your best bet. There are a lot of platforms that supply royalty-free music for people for this exact moment, for streaming, for making content, right, that you put in the background. And what royalty-free music is sometimes it's a one-time fee, and you're basically renting the music. You're just getting permission to use this in this one instance, right? The creator still owns the material, but they're just allowing you to use it. Some of them cost, some of them are free, but this is the safest route. You want to make sure that royalty-free music is going in your content. Another way to get around it is original music, but again, that's if you know someone that's creating music or you create music yourself. That could be a good way for exposure. So where to find royalty-free music? YouTube has their own audio library. So they have a bunch of different stuff that you can go through, sorted by genre, which makes it easy. And most people are already on YouTube. So it's an easy tool that's already there. It's Churn Beats. It's a website where you could download tracks. And all of these platforms that I'm talking about, they'll be listed in our blog. And I'll show you. We have a blog with all of these here. So let me show this on screen. So if you go to this blog called Royalty Free Music for Your Stream, we have everything linked out for you. And these are just great trusted sites that you could get a bunch of royalty-free music, all kinds of styles and genres to kind of keep your stream exciting, keep stuff moving. Okay, so there we go. Stream Beats, again, copyright free music. Free Music Archive is a place where you can get free music. Motion Array. SoundCloud has a lot of independent artists, but again, you want to be careful. You want to make sure that it's marked. And a lot of times they'll have a marking on there about Creative Commons and like copyright, where you could see what is available for that. So just make sure if you're using SoundCloud or Bandcamp, that again, it's copyright free music. I've seen people use Spotify for this. My only issue with Spotify, it's a little more difficult to set up. Again, you would have to do like the loop back or use the audio software to kind of run a channel back. And then they have specific playlists that are royalty-free music that you could use for on those instances. So you can use these major platforms, these streaming platforms, but for me to be safe, just to know and have that peace of mind, I prefer using the royalty-free platforms that's just specifically for that, because it's no chance of getting it mixed up. You know that exactly what you're getting as far as royalty-free music. So tips to make your background music just a little bit better. You want to avoid echoes. And again, my headphones would die right before I got here. But a lot of times I will wear headphones if I know I'm playing music, because if you have the music coming out the speakers, it'll bleed through the microphone and it'll kind of mess with the quality. So ideally you would want to wear headphones. I try not to use Bluetooth headphones when I'm streaming, because in certain instances I've had lag, and it's not, it's more of a Bluetooth to computer thing rather than the streaming platforms. Is anytime it's like a real-time conversation, a lot of times it's a slight delay because it's sending the signal to the AirPods or the headphones, and it's a slight delay. So for me, having a conversation, interviewing, I don't really like using, I prefer wired headphones. But whatever you have is great. As far as the volume for background music, to me, your vocals, your content is the star of the show, right? The background music is just to supplement, just to add ambiance to what's going on. So I always have the background music kind of low. It's really just there it's like elevator music. It's just there so it's not so quiet. It's not so awkward. It's something going on, right? Which is a crazy story. I don't know if you guys ever heard about why they put music in elevators, but it's because most people would be afraid in the elevator. So having music playing in the background kind of distracts you from the thought of going in the elevator, and it works, which is crazy. So you want to keep the volume kind of moderate enough where people can hear it, but not where it's taking over your vocals. My band teacher used to tell me, felt not heard, right? So you want people to feel the music, but you don't want it to be too loud where it's like, okay, this is a bit much. So for optimal playback volume, I recommend about 10 to 15%, and then enable stereo audio. And to do that, it's just right beside the mute button. If you click the little up arrow, that you could switch on and toggle echo cancellation stereo audio. Super easy in Melon to do that, and super easy. And a quick rule of thumb for me, how I can kind of quickly figure out where the volume is on the actual player right here, where you see the play button, the forward, the shuffle, track forward and track back. I aim towards this track back, the last track button. That's kind of where I aim for with the volume slider. If they are kind of lined up in that range, I know that if that track is mastered well, that it's going to sound good behind my voice. And then just when in doubt, if you don't know if it's copyright free or not, I would just go for the royalty free. Again, your content is valuable. You're spending so much time to create great content and put it in front of people. It would be a shame if because you're playing the newest song, that it gets removed from a platform or it gets muted. So I really don't want anybody to go through those kind of things. So again, it's best that you use copyright free music. And to recap on Melon, The background music is available for all users. It's super easy. You just click the share button, go to background audio. You can upload your tracks. You can upload 10 tracks and it'll create a playlist. And then you could shuffle, repeat. Before the player was a little simpler, but we've added some updates just to make it more interactive. You can customize it a bit more and add more interaction to your show. Again, we're rolling out updates all the time. So I'm excited about this. I enjoy, having music playing when I'm streaming, doing different stuff. So this adds a little more ambiance to that. Let's see. And it's best just to keep your volume a little bit lower. Again, your vocals is the main attraction. So if you guys have any questions about background vocals, please let me know. And then I'll go over, we had a couple other updates in the past. We had Trovo, which is a new platform. Reminds me of Twitch, but it's a growing platform. A lot of people are starting to understand and get hip to Trovo. So adding that to your destination, if you're already streaming, is a great way. I say whenever you see a new platform starting to go, you would want to kind of jump in on the uptrend of it, right? So Trovo's starting to gain traction. You're seeing more people use it. You want to get it on there early so you can get some of that traction when more people are coming towards it. Like TikTok. TikTok for years was like kind of a smaller thing, right? But the people who are on there early, they see the benefits of it now because it's grown to such a platform. And I feel like Trovo could be that. It's mostly for gaming right now, but a big thing now with streaming is the just chatting section. So I think that is going to be a great platform. And then next week, I feel like we have some more updates coming. Little minor updates here and there have been rolled out, but we have some cool features. We're always listening to the community. We're always trying to see what you guys recommend and what you guys are looking for. So if you have any suggestions, please put it in the Facebook community. You can write us on Twitter, Facebook, or message us at support@melonapp.com. We're here to help. See. So that is, for me, is how you can increase your stream with background music, right? You can enhance it. You can make it more interactive. I have some cool topics for next week. One, a lot of people were asking about lighting. I'm going to figure out some stuff about that. Doing some interviews soon. And I'm interested to hear what topics you guys would want to hear about. So again, if you have any topics, please let me know. So if you guys don't have any questions for today, I'm going to get off here, let you guys enjoy your week. But please, love to hear from you. Make sure this weekend you guys make some content. I want to see some people going live, posting in the community. We would love to see what kind of content you're making, seeing how people are using Melon. I got to speak with some great people yesterday and using Melon in very creative ways. So it's always cool seeing just the different ways people can make content and how they use Melon in their everyday lives, and everybody uses it differently. So I think it's great just to see that. And if you join the community, you get to see a bunch of other people and learn different ways of how you could implement it to your streams and make them better. So that's it for me this week. I hope you guys learned something. I hope I was able to help. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, enjoy your week. I will be back next Friday here to help you guys with streaming. So see you next week. Thank you.